Today on Crypto Quandary, we have Hrish Lotlikar, the CEO of superworld. So, Hrish, welcome. How is everything? How's your day going so far today?
Great, great. Thanks for having me. It's a pleasure to be on with you. And again, great to be on with your audience. It's great. It's a happy new year and
Happy New
very
Year.
exciting things happening in the world of crypto as well. And so I'm very energized. It's good.
Nice. So yeah, everything in this world we have, I guess the physical world, we have crypto going crazy. So it'd be nice to know what's going on in the virtual world, which actually brings us to superworld. So you want to tell us a little bit about superworld?
Yeah, sure, sure. So Superworld is a virtual world that sits on top of the real world, right? So we're built on top of the real world. Basically, the best way I can use to describe it is if I come to your city, right, regardless of where you are in the world, and I ask you, hey, I'm in town, and what's going on? What's happening? And you could say, hey, you know what? Why don't you just check out my world, right? And I could click into your world, and I could walk around in Superworld in your world, and I could see all kinds of content that you've left for me. You've left a hologram of yourself downtown somewhere, totally interactive. You've left photos and videos in different places. You've left messages at your favorite restaurants, about what I should eat and drink there. You've basically personalized the real world in augmented reality. So I have a world, you have a world, but brands have worlds too. So, Nike could put a shoe in the park next to your house, but in the same exact place in that park, Coca-Cola could have a spinning Coca-Cola bottle, because any spot in space could have an infinite number of items, because each of these worlds is just a filter on top of the real world, right? And so what I've described for you is a combination of Pokemon Go, which is an analogy for adding digital information to the real world, meets Foursquare, which is an analogy for data. If in the case of there's an infinite number of virtual worlds possible, lots of data. And then the third part of Superworld is Monopoly. And so what does that mean? It means that we've divided the surface of the Earth into 64 billion virtual blocks. And each block is structured as a non-fungible token, so a unique collectible, right? And your audience knows what we're talking about. But for
Absolutely.
people who
NFT.
don't, everything is an NFT, and we'll probably go into that. But if you buy a block of virtual land, you get a share of any of the commerce that happens on that land: advertising, transactions, e-commerce, digital commerce, data, analytics, gaming. So you become a key stakeholder on our platform if you own land. And so effectively, we've built a virtual world on top of the real world where anyone can create, share, and monetize content. And that content could be anything: 2D content, 3D content, audio, you name it.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I actually did pick up a plot of land. I actually picked up the Pentagon. I was the one who bought the Pentagon. So
That's
uh,
awesome.
yeah, I don't know if I should have said that live, but oh well.
Well, the Pentagon is part of the Earth, and we're selling the Earth, right? And
Right.
essentially, just to be clear, what you did was you picked up a geographical location on the Superworld platform, which encompasses the Pentagon, right? And yep, you
Absolutely.
you own the Pentagon in
That's
Superworld.
wild. So, do you see this going to? All right, let me not even ask questions yet. How? Where are you guys as far as like, what's your vision for this? What's your vision?
Sure. Yeah. So, I think very simplistically, our high level vision is Superworld is a virtual world that improves your life. Okay. So, our high level vision is we're creating a world that adds to your real life. We want to enhance your life, whatever that means to you. for example, we have an advisor who is a part of the Superworld team. His name is Stephen Wolfram. And Stephen is probably the top AI computer scientist in the world, right? And the reason he joined our team is when I first told him about Superworld, within 5 seconds, and this guy's brilliant, right? And within 5 seconds, he said to me, I get it. This is GPS for life. And I was like, yep, that's exactly right. And so what Superworld is meant to do is really provide you with information, context, entertainment, education, you name it, virtually in front of you whenever you want it, whatever you want, right? And ultimately we'll understand contextually what you're looking for and help you find it as well.
Gotcha. So essentially, somebody could go into Superworld and be in a classroom setting and be
Mhm.
taught.
Sure. Yeah, 100%. My daughter, for example, loves augmented reality because, she looks at a shark or looks at a car, or looks at, different 3D objects and, gets to visualize things that, maybe she can't get up close to in the real world, right? You can't
Right.
get up close to a shark unless you're in some kind of suit behind a cage, but
Right.
in augmented reality you can play with a shark, and so the idea is, yes, education's a big part of it, right? So you can learn about anything you want to learn about.
That's wild. So yeah, she could actually just go in the ocean, swim right next to the sharks, go to space, go wherever, go to
100%.
Mars, go to all these things. That's
Exactly.
wild.
In the living room.
Right?
Yeah.
So do you see like do you see a virtual reality, one of like the Oculus or anything like that coming to the platform?
Yeah.
Or
It's a
is
good
that
question. It's a great question. So just to define the context of what is Superworld, I'll go into kind of the differences between augmented reality and virtual reality.
okay.
So Superworld is mapped on top of the real world, and so one of the ways that we talk about Superworld is augmented reality, because the content exists in the real world, right? And so
Right.
if you're sitting in your living room or you're in the park, you can see and visualize content. That's why I use the example Pokemon Go, because a lot of people know that, oh, people run around looking for these
Right.
digital Pokemon objects, right? And that's augmented reality. But the beauty of Superworld is you can do both. You can see augmented reality, but then you can also go into a totally virtual environment, right? And that's called using a portal. So you can go through a portal and now you're in a completely virtual environment, right? And so you could do both in Superworld.
Wow. Okay. I did download the app last night. I downloaded the app and had a chance to check it out a little bit. I'm planning on taking more of a deeper look at it, but there will be a eventually you'll be able to have an Oculus and just sit there with it.
Yeah. So right now we're building on a mobile application. We have an app that's out in market. It's an open beta, and we're currently working on that application. And I'd say it would be kind of fully launched in the next like 3 weeks or a month. And the point of the application is, again, it allows you to very simply create, discover, and monetize augmented reality content. And in the future, we'll still allow you to do virtuality in through the mobile application, right? And that's why we call it a portal. That's a kind of a term that they use to go into VR from a mobile application. But utilizing a headset and going into VR is also very possible and something that we'll build functionality for. But the future of this industry is headsets that allow you to do both, right?
Right.
And so the next glasses that will come out probably in the next couple of years, and there's glasses coming out already in the market, but you give it a couple of years, and the glasses that are out are going to let you switch from a totally virtual environment to an augmented reality environment. And if you look at Oculus Quest right now, they're already practically letting you do that. You can do a see-through, right?
Right.
When you have the Quest on into your environment, and then you can switch into virtual reality. So it's already out there, but that's what you're going to think of. You're not going to think of virtual reality versus augmented reality. It's all going to be what's called XR.
Gotcha. Okay. I'm actually gonna. I'm just gonna share us on Twitter real quick. But
Sure, please.
there's a lot. There is a lot going on right now in the. There's a lot of technology coming out that
Yeah.
everybody only dreamed about. I mean, these are things that people watched Total Recall back in when he.
I love that movie.
You
Yeah.
know, yeah, it's one of my favorites.
Yeah. Arnold.
We're seeing these things come to fruition now, especially even like Ready Player One, and that's what
Yeah.
I'll give a shout out to Smart Digital Payments for getting
Yeah.
this together.
Mike.
Yeah,
Mike's awesome.
appreciate Mike. And
Yeah, he's awesome.
I was calling him James Holiday. I think that's the guy's
Yeah.
name. But I was calling
Yeah.
him, all right, Holiday. So because
Yeah.
he sees where everything is going. But
Yeah. You know, it's funny is we have a guy on our team. He's an advisor to the company. He's on our board of advisors. His name is Will Burns, and Will Burns is the guy who created the definition of the modern metaverse. And so he wrote the scientific papers that help explain what the metaverse is. And so he's huge into like Ready Player One and a lot of different kinds of
okay,
futuristic things that are happening. And so he's been in the subject matter for so long. It's great to have him on board.
that's awesome. He's on the. Is he on the team member board
Yeah,
on the
on the
website?
website. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. You'll see him on there.
So what actually got you into cryptocurrency? That's what I think I'm curious, and I think a lot of the viewers are going to be curious about.
Yeah, no, it's interesting. So my background is, I grew up in the United States in Houston. I think we talked. I was in the Navy for a bit. I was a midshipman, and then I went to Rice University undergrad, grad school in Illinois. Started off my career in consulting, investment banking. Got into venture capital investing across early stage tech and biotech companies in New York. About 10 years ago, I had this crazy idea. Wouldn't it be cool to start a venture capital fund somewhere in the emerging markets? And so I went over to Eastern Europe, didn't know anyone. Went over to Ukraine, Russia, Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Poland, and Moldova. Took me about a year and a half, but I started a venture capital fund in Eastern Europe. We ended up investing in a lot of early stage tech companies out there, and I'm very close to that part of the world. But while I was there, I had a meeting. This was in 2012 with a friend of mine who's kind of in the hedge fund space. We went for a lunch, and he was like, "Hey, have you heard of Bitcoin?" you know, and I was like, "No, I tell me more." And coincidentally, it was funny. I was looking back at some emails from that time period, and there was another company that sent me a proposal about a Bitcoin marketplace that they were thinking about building. And I look at the graphs in there and stuff, and it's like, oh, this thing could grow to like 20 million, like total market size in the next like 4 years. You know what I mean? It's crazy how much it's grown from those graphs. But yeah, it was a lunch in 2012 where I kind of first realized this is interesting. And I think it popped from like 10 to $100, right when we were having like that time period.
That's wild. Yeah, I bet a lot of people out there wish it was still around that area, $10 to $100 right now. But if it was,
Go back in time, right?
right? But if it was, nobody would be buying it. So
Yep.
it's
Yep.
something different.
Yeah.
Unless you can
It's
time travel,
interesting.
which who knows? Eventually, maybe
Yeah.
we'll be able to one
Yeah.
day.
Well, it's kind of like, I tell people, a lot of people don't know about NFTs, right?
Right.
In the general public and no idea what that even means. And so, it's kind of like, what we're doing at Superworld. Some people get the AR VR, and then there's the whole crypto crowd who gets the NFT part of it, right? But they're usually, it's funny, it's very interesting, but there's people who are either on one side or another. I find the rare person who kind of has the combination. Oh, I get this. This is
Yeah,
an NFT world.
right. The both of them.
Yeah.
NFTs are something that to my understanding that I mean I have a good feeling they're going to end up being very big in the very near future. I mean, you'll be able to use them as tickets, as to get into different places and stuff online, certain websites. If you don't have the ticket or the NFT, you won't be able to get on the website. Um, I mean, NFTs, in my opinion, have such a huge. There's a lot of room for growth with NFTs, I believe.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna really, I think, revolutionize, you know, so many industries, because the ability to create digital assets out of anything, and have that transparency, the ability to transact and share cross-platform, the immutability. I mean, there's so many like positive things that this structure allows people to do, that it just inspires me, and that's kind of what we're about, right? Is that's what we're doing at Superworld, is really kind of laser focused in on helping to expand this market.
Absolutely. Especially within the world of Superworld, people will be able to advertise, from my understanding, right?
Yep.
You'll be able to advertise, like I'd be able to buy a piece of land and put a billboard up that says cryptoquandary.net or something like that, right?
You'll be able to do that in a second, anywhere in the world, in 1,000 places in the world,
That's well,
immediately. Yeah.
and then like you were saying with the with the glasses that'll be eventually hitting the markets at some point, people will be able to put these glasses on and just walk down the street and see these billboards because it's in that version of the world, I guess, if you want to put it that way, in virtual
Yep.
reality or
and
augmented
and
reality.
yeah, and I would go a step further and say to you that, you know, it's not going to be billboards. It's going to be content that you want to interact with. I mean, billboards, or even web banners, or even pre-rolls on a YouTube video. We usually think of those things as content that we have to watch the content we want to watch, right? Like, we're driving, we just kind of want to watch the road, but we're seeing a billboard in the way, and maybe sometimes we're happy that we saw it, but usually it's kind of some kind of passive experience where we're just seeing billboards, and now those are being imprinted in our brains in a way. Or you're watching a video on YouTube that you want to watch, and then you're like, oh man, there's like an ad that shows up, right? And you have to watch it. And maybe sometimes you're like, this is interesting. Maybe most of the time you're like, I can click skip ad, right? And so
Right,
what we're doing at Superworld is, the content that we think of as quote unquote advertising, it's going to change. It's not going to be that. It's going to be stuff you want to see. If you want to watch the new Batman movie come out, why don't you have lunch with Batman? You know what I mean?
that's
That
wild.
would be interesting, right? Like, why don't
It
you
would
go to
be.
the Bat Cave, right? While you're in the park or at home, right? Why don't you walk around the Bat Cave, check it out, because you want to see the new movie the new Batman and his new Bat Cave. Or, if you're into fashion, you want to see that Victoria's Secret fashion show happen right in front of you.
Yeah,
You're not watching videos anymore. You're in there, and you're in there because you want to be there. It's not that it's forced to be. It's not like you're
right,
walking around and you're seeing stuff you don't want to see. You're actually electively choosing, in a very permissioned way, content that you want to engage with, right?
right. That's it's definitely I didn't think that movie Ready Player One. It took place in 2035, so we're getting there. We're getting there a lot faster than people would think.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
exciting. It's very exciting.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, it is. It's very exciting, and it's moving very fast. And so, yeah, I'm very, very excited about it. And I think people around the world are very excited about it and ready for it. As in this past year, I think we've seen the growth of
uh,
people realizing that virtual environments can be very positive to
yes.
life, right? You don't have to be places in person. And by the way, I love being in person too. I know
Right,
I
right.
love that. And that's why Superworld is enhancing your real life, right? So if you are in person, cool. That's awesome. If you can do that, do that. And you know what? We might provide you other stuff that you can see, and
Mhm.
other information that could be helpful. And if you can't be there in person and you can't travel, well, you don't have to. You can, our goal at Superworld is allow you to do anything, anywhere, with anyone, at any time, in any place. That's what we want to give you the freedom to do.
It's wild. Um, I do have one question. So for
Yeah.
those who are looking to invest on the platform, invest in
Hmm.
land, um,
Hmm.
they how would renting the land or renting it out, leasing, all that stuff, how would that work?
Sure. So right now, if you go to superworldapp.com, you click on Get Started. You can watch our video too, which is I think very informative, which is right on the front page. Click on Get Started. You go to a map. Okay. Once you're on the map, you got to set up a wallet. I think most of your audience probably has a wallet, but if you don't, pick the MetaMask wallet or the Portis wallet. I think we'll have lots of wallets right now. I think we have MetaMask, Portis, or Fortmatic. Everyone has their preference. We'll have Coinbase wallet as well. So I think those are all options for you. But get a wallet, let's say we just say MetaMask. Once you have your MetaMask wallet, you pick any spot in the world. If it's already bought, then, you'll have to either buy it from the person if they're reselling it, or, buy something that's unpurchased. We're going to have a full marketplace in the next couple of weeks that'll show up, showing you what's important. What are people trying to buy? What are they looking at? All kinds of stuff to facilitate more buying and selling of properties that are already purchased. Right now, it's a good time to go and buy stuff that's not purchased and get it for 0.1 Ether, and pick it up, right? But now let's go to your question. So when you do pick up a property, right, now you own a non-fungible token anywhere in the world. You own that geographic virtual block of space, right? And on that geographical block of space, we are building applications and building an application ecosystem, right? And so if you think of our mobile application, which is in open beta right now, that is connected right now. It's already connected to the virtual land, right? And as people are adding content there, right? Let's say you go into even our open beta and you start kind of playing around with it and adding content in places. And again, we're upgrading a lot of that, adding new content into the app. So you'll see in the next month or so, it'll allow you to do a lot more. So the app lets you do three things, right? Create, discover, and monetize. So on the create side, we want you to be able to create anything. Okay, that's important. On the discover side, I want you to be able to discover anything. Okay. And then monetize, obviously be able to monetize off of anything. But the point is that when you are looking at content or creating content, that is happening in your world, your filter of the world, right? If you're doing it. But then there's an infinite number of filters. So other people are also doing things in other filters. And let's say we look at a park. Let's say a park next to your house and you bought that park. Okay. And there's, let's say, I don't know, 1,000 people every weekend that are in and out of that park. It's like in a main park of your city or something. Okay. Those users are looking at all kinds of stuff, right? Some people are looking at, maybe they're watching your show. Maybe they're interacting with your content because you've placed a lot of content in that park. Maybe they're looking at what Nike has. Maybe there's an event in that park and that event has a lot of content that they're looking at, right? And so the point is if you own that park, you're getting a share of any of the commerce that comes from user activity in that park from the infinite number of worlds that exist in that park.
Wow.
Okay. Get it?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I get it.
Okay.
I'm following. It's a lot. But I'm
yes.
following. So you're basically going to be able to have monetization set up to where anything that's advertised on there, you'll be getting a piece of.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And it's not just advertising. So it's advertising, gaming, digital commerce, e-commerce, data, analytics, transactions, anything that we can attribute to revenue, you'll get a share of, right? And so, people think of advertising, but again, like I said, advertising could be a game that you're playing.
Right.
It could be you're buying digital commerce from a brand that you love. You're buying, NFTs. It could be anything really that could be, a way of kind of anything from user activity, right? So that's the point.
That's wild. What else does Super Worlds have coming in the future? What else do you have?
Lots of stuff. So I'd say the one very exciting thing that is coming out really soon, and I'd say, give us another week or two. So it's coming very fast. But we're going to have a whole NFT marketplace. And so, if you love NFTs and you want to make NFTs, you want to discover NFTs, you want to, buy and sell NFTs, come to Superworld. And our, again, focus is really on the NFT market. So you're going to see lots of stuff coming in the next couple of weeks that allow you to, again, mint, share, create, discover, monetize NFTs in Superworld. And so that's coming really fast. We're going to be doing a lot of things in that marketplace as well. We have lots of partners like Mike and others that we're working very closely with. And so, our goal is really to, provide a ton of value to this market. We're working with a lot of artists very closely as well. The art, art is, we're really into art and creativity and providing people with the ability to, really kind of build an experience in Superworld. And because of that market, specifically NFTs being so broad, you see all kinds of stuff coming out there, whether it's music, whether it's, digital art, whether it's, sports, so, Superworld's kind of a home to all that. And I think you're going to start seeing a lot of different things in that whole marketplace of not only kind of futurism and AR, VR, or crypto, but really the core areas, which is like art, music, education, all of that stuff.
I could definitely see eventually. I mean, I don't know how, as far as I'm not familiar with the memory and everything, but putting movies on NFTs eventually, I could see. I mean, they're already
Yep.
almost there with short.
Yep.
They have music video clips and stuff now there. So I mean, it's not that far off, but especially even putting a book on as making a book into an NFT. That's even
Yeah.
harder, so it's crazy. That's actually what I'm working on too, trying to get my book into being an NFT instead of a PDF file and it's being bought and sold as a PDF. Just an NFT, boom, done. Make a
Yeah.
certain that.
Yeah, it's awesome. I think it's just amazing. And then programming it so you always get paid, right?
Right,
You get
absolutely.
resell it, and even if it's in the used market and people are like reselling your book, you're getting paid, right?
Right. So,
And then you can program other things in there that make that book even more valuable over time. So um, yeah, it's
the
cool.
beauty, the beauty of them.
Yeah.
So where did Super Worlds come from? Where did Super World come from? How did did it start as just a little small idea and then just, or what? Like, how did this come about?
Yeah, so I'll kind of continue my story. I think best to explain that and kind of tell you kind of the origins of Superworld. So I started that venture capital fund in Eastern Europe, as I mentioned to you. It's called East Labs. Again, we invested in a lot of different companies, about 30 companies or so in that part of the world, and then also did the same thing in Belarus. So I'm on the board of Tech Minsk, which is in Belarus. It's backed by the U.S. State Department. It's an early stage accelerator out there. It's interesting, even back then, there were companies that were involved in the accelerator that were in the AR, VR space. So Facebook acquired a company called Masquerade in 2015, I think. And that company is a AR, VR company that Facebook acquired that allows you to create face masks and stuff, like the things that you saw, like Leonardo DiCaprio's face, anything that face filters and stuff you see on Instagram. So it kind of had again, back even then, some connections with the AR VR industry. And then after that, I was early at a company called TopTal, which is a talent marketplace. And so kind of learned about kind of growing and starting companies. TopTal is now the #1 talent marketplace in the world. So for me, that was a great experience. Like, hey, how do you work with a group of guys and, you know, a group of the men and women and kind of grow and build a company, right? So for me, that was a great experience, great education. And then 5 years ago, I started Rogue Initiative Studios. And Rogue Initiative Studios is a film, television, gaming, and virtual reality studio in Hollywood. My co-founder produced Call of Duty, Modern Warfare series, and Ghosts. And my production partner is Michael Bay, the action director. And so at Rogue Initiative, what we do is create new franchises that go across feature film, television, gaming, virtual reality, all the way to amusement park rides and toys. And so that's how I got into AR and VR, right, into that industry. Rogue Initiative is also backed by a lot of the top AR, VR venture capital funds in Silicon Valley and globally. So it's, you know, very much in the AR, VR industry.
Right.
And then basically what happened was I got together with my co-founder. His name is Max Woon, and Max and I used to work together on the YouTube platform. So, you know, we come from the media space as well. That's how we got to know each other. And Max's background, just so you guys know, is he did Xfire and sold it to Viacom as a gaming messaging program back in the day, Xfire. And then he did Fizzle, Sliver, Skit, and Toonstar, all venture-backed companies. And he used to work with Stephen Hawking at Cambridge in his department. So he's like, he's a genius. And, you know, we worked together. And basically what happened was Pokemon Go came out, right? It was like 4 years ago, right? And, you know, it became this worldwide sensation. A lot of people don't know, but it became the fastest company in history to hit $1 billion in revenue, right? It's a company called Niantic, right? And other people don't know that this is like one of their best years ever. So they've been growing really fast. A lot of people think Pokemon Go and then what happened to it, right? But it's doing really well. And back then we thought to ourselves, you know what? If we can't build the next Pokemon Go, what if we could build a world? What if we could build a place where the next 1,000 Pokemon Goes gets built onto? Let's build an immersive world. And that was kind of the vision for, you know, building Superworld. And so it started off with that kind of idea of, you know, how could we build an immersive world that really benefits everyone? How could we build a world that improves your life, right? And then, you know, we started, you know, thinking about blockchain and you know, so we were pretty early in kind of, you know, launching into augmented reality and virtual reality and launching an NFT. We've been in the NFT space for a long time, you know, from the very beginnings, from like the crypto kitty time period, right? And we realized, you know what, why don't we just structure our whole world as an NFT? You know what I mean?
Yeah, you took an idea and just I love that there was motivation there, determination, and you know, you took an idea and just expanded on it, and instead of having one thing, you just blew it up and said, you know what, let me make a world where I could put that one thing in my world. So I mean, that's huge, innovation at its finest. That's big. But that is
So
very
it was kind of a myriad of factors and confluence of different experiences and people. So all of that really comes into Superworld. Now, I think it's the genesis of how we think of it, right? I mean, you bring so much to this ecosystem, you know, come into Superworld. Like, let us build a world that enables and enhances your business, right? Your life, right? And that's kind of how I think about it, is like anyone who is interested in what we're doing, I think our focus is how can we improve your experience? How can we improve your life? Like, what do you want us to build? That's what's important.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So so you can purchase, just so everybody knows, you can literally purchase anything in the physical world in Superworld on the Superworld app as far as land. I mean, you can go from, I know somebody already has it, but Buckingham Palace, yeah, I already checked. But I was looking at it. You can purchase any piece of land out there on, you know, in the Superworld app. So I highly encourage everybody to go and check it out. Superworldapp.com. Just go check it out. Check out all of the different types of land that's for sale. And every piece, it's 100 by 100 meter, right?
That's right. It's about a city block of land.
Or the
That's what
size
you're
of
buying.
Yankee Stadium-ish, right?
Yeah, yeah. Some people who probably know what a baseball field, kind of the size of that. That's kind of what 100 meters by 100 meters is.
Right. And it's point 0.1 Ethereum right now. So point 0.1 ETH, you can go and get yourself a 100 by 100 meter plot of land anywhere in the world, as long as it's already not sold. And if it is sold, is there a way that people can is there a
Yeah,
way we can, if you own a piece of land and I want it, can
yeah.
I get in touch with you to
Yeah,
buy
you can go
it?
right when you buy a property, right? You buy it for point 0.1 ETH. Let's say it's unpurchased, you buy it for point 0.1 ETH. Immediately, you could reprice it to whatever you want. So you could say, hey, you know what? I just bought this for point 0.1 ETH. It's about $100, let's say right now. You can say, you know what? This is Manhattan in New York City.
Oh,
I got some cool place. This should be worth $1 million. Whatever, 500K, whatever you want. You can reprice it to whatever you want, whatever you think it should be worth. And that again is just you click a couple of buttons, reprice it, and then once you've repriced it, now it's on the market, and so someone else could come on board and scoop it away from you if you want. And like I said, in the next week or so, we'll have a very robust kind of marketplace of like, hey, who's looking for this, what's popular, what are people selling, what maybe is available that's cool. And so a lot of stuff's going to be happening very soon. So if you're hearing this, probably a good time to go and kind of scoop up some stuff. So that's just a kind of a hint of like how that works and how it is. And then again, if there's something that's already been bought,
yeah.
okay, it's in green, and you can go, and in green means that it's already being resold. So the green you'll see on the map, the green properties are ready to buy. You just go click, and they're going to be priced most likely different than 0.1 Ether because they're being resold for something else. So some other price that you can set,
Now,
and yeah, you can go and reset them, right, and go and buy it.
if
So
they're not resold, say I purchased, so I have the Pentagon. If somebody wants that, can they get in touch with me even though it's not? Can they make me an offer without me
yeah,
even? Okay, okay. So you can literally
yeah,
do
and
pretty
that's
much
coming.
anything.
That's coming. So that is part of that.
Okay.
Yeah,
I want to I want to share I want to share my screen real quick and just show everybody
yeah,
um
yeah,
you know super world.
yeah. Please.
So let me just go to screen share real quick. Oh, here we go. Hopefully this works the right way. Yeah. Okay. So here, can you see that?
Yep. Yeah, that's our home screen.
And then
So yeah, you can navigate around, by the way, if you want to go down. If you want, I can kind of walk you through it. There's a video here that I recommend people watch if you want to get a quick understanding of what we're building. And then the front screen, you can go down and kind of just basically walks you through like all the stuff that I've told you. 64.8 billion plots of land. We have a mobile application, all of that stuff. And then when you want to start buying, you can click on the Enter Superworld button anywhere on the page.
okay. Oh, right here. Yeah, this is like I said, I did purchase. I have purchased on here, so it's just been tough. I haven't been on it. I wasn't on it last night or anything, so I'm still getting familiar with it.
Yeah, so you go plug into Manhattan. Let's say that's New York City right in front of you. Just like go zoom in or wherever you want.
Let's see.
Yeah, you can just maybe New York.
Um,
That's Manhattan, Kansas, I think. Yeah, there you go. New York City. There you go.
New York City.
Boom. It'll just zoom in right on the map right here, and you can just zoom in on the map too. Yeah, it's right in front of you. Yeah,
I was zooming in the other day,
there you
and
go.
it was just taken away by this. So all these green pieces you said are, did you say they
Yeah.
were ones that are actually?
For resale. So if you
Yep.
look on the left side there, there's like kind of a legend of like what's going on, right? And so those are owned by someone else and they're being resold. The blue ones are the ones you own, right? So if you haven't bought anything in Manhattan, then there's nothing that's blue. And then the one that's gray is the one that's already sold but aren't currently being resold, right? Because they haven't, they haven't priced it to sell. They're just holding it right now. And then the one that says listed, those are ones that you own that you're selling, right? And so if you don't own anything here and you're not selling it, then that would be blank as well. So right now, if you look at the map, we see two things. We see properties that have been bought that are reselling, or we see properties that have already been sold. But like I said, in the next week or two, very soon, there's going to be a whole dashboard on the left, and it's going to be prompting people like of what's going on. So you're going to be clicking on things to maybe buy properties where you're like, wow, that's pretty, that's bought already, but I want that. It's not that expensive. I'm going to buy it right now. Right. So
Right.
that's why right now is a really good time to buy and scoop up places, because there's going to be a lot more activity happening very soon.
So just for an example, I'll show
Yeah.
everybody. If you were going to, I don't log into my wallet or anything, but
Yeah.
yeah, all you would do is click purchase, and the MetaMask would pop up, and you would be able to purchase that immediately, just like that. So if you
That's
go
right.
to West 57th Street, you can have it in about 3 seconds.
Yep. Yep.
And then
And click on one of the green ones and you can see, how that works. So this one's selling for 5 ETH. And that looks like that's Columbus Circle in New York. So there's like one block that's being sold, but there's 3 blocks of Columbus Circle that are already bought, but they're just not priced to sell. People are just holding those right now.
okay, they're hodling it. All right.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, this is super interesting. I mean, as far as how far we can zoom in, it's pretty far, everybody. You can really literally I mean, you can really get pretty close there. So, I mean, I think I see a great future for this. I see big things coming from you guys. Absolutely.
Thank you. And we appreciate it. And we, appreciate partners like you, and, looking forward to building this for you. So that's, I would say that's my message to anyone who's listening to this in your audience, is we're really focused on building Superworld for everyone in the community, right? And so if you have something you want us to build, you're like, hey, you know what? I have this cool idea. I wish the app did this, or I wish I could do this, or I wish, this would be helpful for my business, right? Let us know and we'll build it, right? So that is kind of like an open call for anyone out there. We have an email address, outreach@superworldapp.com. You can email me directly, ceo@superworldapp.com, and get in touch. So if anyone's listening to this, wants to get in touch, wants to make something happen, let us know.
Definitely. And you said that was CEO at
CEO is my personal address, ceo@superworldapp.com, or outreach@superworldapp.com. We have a whole team of people that will be looking at that and just making sure it's kind of routed to the right person. And whether it's I want this developed, I want a new application, maybe we could do this, or if there's something on the marketing side, you want to do like a marketing partnership, we should set a marketing partnership up with you. So let's get that going. But again, the goal is we're all building this together, right? I mean, that's why we decentralized it. Superworld's for everyone. Let's build it together. Let's get ideas going. Let's monetize together. That's the point.
Absolutely. I totally agree with that. Decentralization is key. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Ever since I learned about Bitcoin, I heard Bitcoin, and then, you start looking into the technology, and now I'm kind of getting into programming a bit.
Nice.
So it's when you really learn what's really going on, decentralization is just amazing. It's amazing. Be your own bank. I know I know you've heard that. You've been in the space since 2012, so just to have the ability to own, your funds literally, instead of giving them away to a third party to say, oh, I worked so hard this week or month or whatever day, let me put it over here so it can be on this card. You can hold my funds that I worked really hard for, so you're literally giving your energy. If you think about it, you work so hard and you put your energy into it and you get this piece of paper, and then you give it to somebody to hold for you, and it's now in their possession. So do you really own it 100%? I know, when you have your private keys to a wallet and you purchase, say, a piece of land from Superworld, it's yours. You have your private key. Nobody
Yep.
can get it. Same thing with Bitcoin. If Bitcoin is on a wallet, on a ledger wallet, you have, or a Trezor or anything like that, you have
Yeah.
your private key. So,
Mhm.
I mean, that's what I try to explain to people. You have your private key. So if you were to say you accidentally dropped your wallet, stepped on it, it broke, um, you could go pick up another one, type in your private key, and there's your funds. You never really lost anything. So
Yeah.
I do love what you guys are doing with Superworld. It's amazing, and I'd be, more than happy to be a part of it. Absolutely,
we
100.
we'd love to have you. We'd love to have you, and we should do more of this. And we'd love to promote you, promote your show into our community, and we'll get you up on our website, and lots of things are coming. So,
Definitely.
and again, love to way for you to monetize from all the activity that's happening, that you're helping to create. So that's the point, right?
The whole reason I got into the space was to help people. So I
Yeah.
mean, it's I want to get the information out there. I'd never tell anybody what to buy or what to purchase, but I will say go research. But
I'll show you one thing on the website if you want to do a screen
definitely
share. I think that'll be useful to you and your fans. And it's super simple too. And I'd say in the next week it'll be even better. But if you go to the website and do a screen share and you go to the real estate map.
here we go. I have to learn how to like give you control. I'm still learning with stuff like that, and
No,
um,
it's good, good. So one thing I'll show you is we have a ticker at the bottom, right? So you kind of show you what's kind of being bought recently and stuff like that, right? And that ticker kind of flows through. The other thing is there's an arrow right in the middle of the top page. I mean, the middle of the page, kind of near the top, there's an arrow, and then we're going to make that more apparent. It's kind of small, but if you click on referrals, you see that referrals? Yep. Okay, now you have a referral link there. That's your referral link. So you can copy that referral link, okay? And you're gonna get credit for anything that, if anyone clicks on that link and buys Superworld, we're gonna send you a plot of land, for any new referral customer that you bring to us. So, and this is for anyone here in your audience who sees this, join Superworld, click on our MetaMask, that's your referral link. And, as you can share Superworld and get more people on to Superworld, we're tracking it, right? And so, again, you can earn bonus, free plots of land, for any new customers that buy Superworld. So you can start amassing Superworld by just getting more people onto Superworld.
gotcha. That's a wonderful thing. Yeah, I used Mike's referral link. I hope I did it the right way because it was so new to me.
Yeah.
But it's definitely very interesting. So somebody could get a plot of land. So if somebody uses this referral link,
Yeah.
they themselves can get a plot of land for completely free, right?
100%. Yeah, all they need to do is connect their wallet. Okay, once they got their wallet connected, like you do right there, that referral link will show up, and then they can just share that referral link. I think see what happens if you click on Facebook. And we just literally like launched this a few days ago, or a day ago. So there you go. Boom, you're sharing. Now you're sharing on social media. You can write a message, and that message, yeah, anyone who clicks on that, you're getting credit when they come to Superworld and they start interacting. And when we have our, crypto marketplace, anything that happens in Superworld. Now you're kind of the guy.
Definitely. Put in here, get a free 100 by 100 meter.
Yeah, after your first purchase, right? So they have to buy a plot. Like anyone who clicks on this buys their first plot. You get a free plot for them using your referral link, and they get a free plot as well.
That's awesome. That's double.
Yep.
That's like a double.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm gonna put in here, get a plot of land now while Ethereum is cheap.
Yeah.
We'll take that out. We'll just leave it like this and give you a hashtag. Awesome. Yeah, so those who are interested in Superworld, definitely, I highly encourage checking it out. It was something that piqued my interest when Mike of Smart Digital Payments told me about it. Superworldapp.com.
Mike's the man.
He's a really good guy. Definitely is.
He's an awesome guy. Yeah. Really great guy. Excited to be a partner with Mike. There's a lot of great partners we have. Bitcoin Live, if you know them, those are great guys.
Yeah.
John and Nicholas. Another friend in the network, his name's Frank Chiller. Super cool guy. He has a company called WB Elite. We're partnered with Stephen Wolfram, as I mentioned to you, who's the top AI computer scientist in the world. We're partnered with him. It's Wolfram Blockchain Labs. We're partnered with Infiom, which is like a media company. So we have a lot of really very cool partners who are in this space who are working very closely with us.
Nice. So yeah, for everybody out there that's watching now, don't forget, click the arrow. That is something that I'm glad you brought that up, because I think I seen it, but I didn't click it.
Yeah.
And you had said click that arrow, and I mean, this pops up. This is a wonderful thing. This is a great tool to use. So
yeah, we're gonna make that bigger. We'll get that done probably in the next 10 minutes or something. Make that arrow, make it a big green kind of thing you can see, like a sign or something. A lot of people don't see that.
Right. But yeah, do you have anything else that you want to tell everybody?
Like I said, I think that the beauty of kind of what our approach to this is, we really want to build what our users want. And we've again, are working with a lot of partners. We're working with a lot of digital artists. We're working with others in the NFT community. A variety of investors are on board already on the company side. And so really our goal is to build what users want and love, and what really benefits them. And so I would say, highly recommend, anyone listening to this, reach out to us. If there's something that you want if there was a virtual world that you wanted, and what you wanted in that virtual world, let me know. Let's build it. Let's make it happen. Right. And so reach out to us. We're on Twitter. Reach out to us there, Superworld app. We're kind of on every social network. We're on Telegram, Discord. You can find us anywhere. Just search Superworld app, and reach out. Love to talk to you too. So I'm all really open. Want to kind of talk to all of our users and followers and fans. And we call it Team Superworld. Just so you understand, you might see the hashtag Team Superworld. And the concept of Team Superworld is that we all build it. The team is everyone. Right? We're all in the team. Come and, buy some property in Superworld, get on Superworld, and let's build it together. Team Superworld's everyone, right? We can all monetize, we can all build it together, and we can build a place that improves the world. That's our goal.
The only way to build a world is together, right?
Yeah, let's do it. Let's all build it together. And, there's 64 billion plots of land. So, get a plot, get on board, help us build, help us grow, come up with ideas, market, use the referral link, share with your friends. And, we can build a real global team of people that are passionate about this, and that's the goal. I mean, we're very passionate about what we're building, and and I think as you are, and you'll find that so many people in the community are really passionate about this, right? I mean, it's funny. I hear three things when I talk to our customers. One thing I hear is, I hear, "It blew my mind," right? That's number one, right? Number two is, "I've told everyone I know," right? That's the second thing they say. It's like, "I've told everyone I know about this," which is great. It's great to hear. And then the third thing is, I've bought as much, as many plots as I could, and I can't wait to buy more. And they're really into the places they buy, which is awesome. They're, "Oh, I bought my grandfather's house where I grew up, and I bought, this baseball stadium because I love this team, and I bought, the place I go and vacation every summer," or places in the world they know about, the places where they identify with. And so that's
Right.
the really the beauty of this. You kind of feel like, what, I own that place. It's mine. Maybe in the real world, it would cost you, millions of dollars to own that place. But in Superworld, you can buy it for zero point 0.1 ether right now, right? And now you own that spot in Superworld, and then come and help us build, right? Like, help build, make stuff happen. It's awesome, right? It's pretty cool.
Definitely. Yeah, especially if somebody is if they hold Ethereum, if you hold Ethereum and you have, a good amount of it that you're happy with, and you're like, all right, point one Ethereum is, it's really not, it's not much. Now, when you think about the dollar, you're like, okay, it just keeps going up and up and up because these things are becoming more valuable and more valuable, like the cryptocurrencies. So if you're thinking about, oh, well, let me take cash and convert it to Ethereum, that's when it's like, so if you have Ethereum, I mean, it's cheap. If you think about it, like, how
Mhm.
much Ethereum, point one Ethereum, as they say, one Bitcoin equals one Bitcoin always. So if you think about it
Yeah.
like that, point one Ethereum always equals point one Ethereum, and it's only 10% of one full Ethereum. It's really not that much. So
Yeah.
I was just bouncing around the world here while you were talking. I was listening to you,
Yeah.
just to kind of show people that it literally is worldwide. So it's not, I mean, if you're into Alaska, if you've never been to Alaska, boom, go to Alaska. It's worldwide. So I wanted to make that a point of, you know, showing everybody that because when you're so zoomed in, it's, you can't really see anything, but it goes all around the world. So, but yeah, um, I'll wrap it up here, and I'll end the live stream, and talk to you about a couple things, and just say,
That
but
that'd be great. Yeah, and we'd love to be on again. In the
definitely.
next couple of weeks when we launch our crypto marketplace, we can give you updates, and let's work together and kind of educate the world about what you're up to and what you're building, and really appreciate that you enjoy helping people. That's awesome. So I'd
No,
love to help promote
definitely.
that and make that help make more of that happen. So
I agree 100%. Well, I'm grateful that you came on the show today,
thank
and
you.
so
Thanks for the opportunity.
no, absolutely. But like I said, I'll definitely have you on the show again. Definitely looking forward to that. But for now, everybody, go check out Superworld app. I posted it on Facebook. I'll be posting it on Twitter as well. Again, the referral link if you're interested in buying land. And otherwise, check Superworld app. Check them out. Superworld app on Twitter. You said what up? What other platforms?
So we're on Twitter, we're on LinkedIn, we're on Facebook, we're on Discord, we're on Telegram, we're on YouTube. There's probably others that I'm just leaving out, but we're pretty much, we're on Instagram. Any platform. If we're not on a platform, let us know and we'll be on it. We're on Peepeth, we're on Scent. Literally. We're getting the message out there, and so you can always find us if you want to. And again, outreach at superworldapp.com. I'm available almost on every platform as well. My name is Hrish Lotlikar. If you want to reach out directly, please do. I'm always available to talk, and would love to get in touch and hear what you want us to build.
Definitely. All right. Well, I appreciate it, Rish. But everybody, check them out. And until next time, have a great weekend.
Thank you.
Thank you.